Hi everyone, welcome back to another product review video. So this time we are looking at a new player to the market called Navlive. So we had a look at this scanner when we were at GeoBusiness. So yeah, we're going to go meet up with Josh, have a look at their scanner and see what it does. Thanks for having us down today. So we're down in this lovely house in London. So yeah, can you just give us a bit of background about Navlive, because it's a company we'd not heard of up until recently when we were at GeoBusiness. So it'd be nice to just sort of know a bit of background about the business, sort of how long it's been about and sort of the products it's offering.
So Navlive is definitely a startup in the surveying industry. It was formed by a couple out of Oxford University, out of their PhD project. Both the student and the master sort of started developing the algorithm and the technology behind the bits that sort of drive the technology rather than the hardware.
Yeah.
And then about 2 years ago, it started to become sort of a real form factor. They were already interested by UK Atomic Energy and UK military, as well as a large US architectural firm.
Okay.
And from there, the company was then essentially birthed into construction and architectural as far as a product.
Okay.
Before then, the device or the algorithms behind sort of what it does has been used in forestry, which was quite cool. So it was stuck on a drone and flown around the forest to see how many trees had fallen down and thickness of trees and all that sort of stuff. But there aren't a lot of forests and there's not a lot of money in forestry, so therein it went to the construction and architectural background.
Okay, but the forestry stuff would be a very tricky environment for SLAM, because obviously moving moving canopies and stuff like that. So the fact that its birthplace was in that, it says something about the algorithms that have been developed for the device.
I mean, totally agree. I mean, so those were obviously moving on a drone, so significantly faster pace than walking. It's also been on those little robot dogs. I can't remember what they're called. So I mean, the algorithms definitely started in a difficult position, and as we've migrated more into the construction sector or doing homes, we've been able to really sort of fine tune it, and it constantly gets better and better.
Okay.
I think that's one of where we're a young company, we're evolving at a pace significantly faster than any of the bigger ones, because there's less moving parts, there's less people, there's less bureaucracy. So we listen to quite a lot of customer feedback, and we release sort of a new update, either accuracy or features, about once every month. Okay.
So so it really is. It's not a case of we've developed the product, right, that's done, off it goes. It's the constant evolving of the product.
Yeah. I mean, so one of the main features that we're trying to push is what are you getting out of the scan? What do you want why are you scanning? Rather than just, okay, you want a point cloud, that's great. We want to know, okay, well, you're getting a point cloud because you want the floor plans, or you want elevations, or you're doing a planning application, or you're doing as-built, or you just need a general idea so that you can see progress. Do you want to compare it to BIM models? What are you trying to get out of it, rather than just, here's a really pretty point cloud.
Okay.
And that's sort of becoming the main focus, and the more sort of breadth of customer range we have. So at the moment, we've got everything from sort of small one-man band architects to companies that turn over 300 mil, to companies in the US, to military and still atomic energy. They all have little bits that they want to do, but there is some sort of crossover between some of them. Yeah. So although we'll develop a feature for somebody, it sort of works for other people, and that's how we're trying to build it out. It's all about a usable, the use case.
Yeah, because that's something we find within our company, is that yes, there might be areas of speciality that we work in, but actually there is a thread of common sort of technology, equipment, the way we work across all sorts of industries. And like I say, I know we've been involved in a job in the past working on a power station, which when we were approached, they thought we had to do it this way, but we went, okay, well, we've got these scanners and we can do it this way. So yeah, it's nice to see a product that is looking at the common elements across the industry and going, right, that works for that, but it can be tailored for specifics as well. So yeah, no, it's really cool. So should we grab the device and have a look at it and we can run through what it does?
So this is the Navlive device. Now, some of you will understand there's many similarities in this device versus other LiDAR scanners, and there are some that are significantly different. So similarities, obviously, we've got a LiDAR on the top. That's a HESense sensor.
Okay.
I can't tell you the spec on that one.
Yeah,
it's a
no, that's fine. It's one we're seeing a lot on a lot of the SLAM devices now at the minute. So it's a good sensor. So yeah, the specs I'm sure will be out there that someone can find.
And then we've got 3 high definition cameras, fisheye angled, so they capture everything. And there's a blocker that stands behind me, obviously, so that it doesn't capture the user. Then we've got just a standard Android phone, and the app is just an Android app, so everything runs on there. But that's not there's no processing, there's no nothing. It's literally just a screen, because this screen has Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, GPS locator.
So the screen is just for seeing a live feed of what you're scanning.
And how to interact with the device, and then obviously at the end you can then see what you've scanned and navigate through it. Now the differentiating pieces, they're here. So in here we've got essentially a small laptop. There's a processor in here which runs everything. So the SLAM algorithm sits in here, which means everything's processed in real time. So when you finish a scan, you're done. There's no third-party software. I don't need to upload this to something else to then align anything.
Right.
Once the scan's done, there'll be a 1 to 5 minute processing time, depending on how much data you've collected, and you're done.
Okay, so that's a big game changer with this one.
Yes.
Not having to have secondary machines and stuff like that. It's all done.
It's all done on the device. So essentially, once you're done with the device, you can connect this to a hotspot or to your Wi-Fi, upload to the cloud, and then anybody around the world can then access that scan straight away.
Okay. So
so that is a big game changer.
Okay.
And then at the bottom we've got a standard camera battery. The batteries are hot swappable, so if you really want to get excited and charge and scan for more than an hour, then you can plug the device into the wall, change the battery, and keep scanning. We did scan Westfield Shopping Centre, which is just around the corner. That took less than an hour. So if you do more than an hour scanning, then
it's one of these ones that we find with people that aren't used to SLAM scanners, say, is you look at the battery lifetime and it's the hour, 45 minutes, and people go, oh, that's not that long. But with these devices, you can do a heck of a lot.
I mean, however long it takes you to walk around a property or a building, that's essentially your scan time. Now, we've also focused mainly to have non-bespoke components on the unit. So from a perspective of repairability, upgradability, and just sourcing the parts, there's nothing super bespoke here. So if hypothetically, if a customer breaks the LiDAR, then we can just replace the LiDAR without having to throw away everything else.
Yeah, that's nice.
So there is that point of, we want to make something that's has a lifetime rather than just if it breaks it goes into the bin.
Yeah, okay, and it's same a bit like with the battery. It's sort of batteries degrade over time. If you needed to replace it,
then
it's
you can
easy enough
buy
to
them off Amazon, however many you want, and
put them
just
in and
go.
go.
For it.
No, that's a nice feature that it is. It's very much repairable as opposed to if something happens to it. It's written off and a new one. You have to get a new one.
On repairability, so the company is still based in Oxford. So we've got a London office and an Oxford office. So anything UK based, obviously, it just goes back into Oxford, and we'll pick it up from there. Our tech support is still based in Oxford. It's the same tech team that's developing the product as well. Which really helps, because then, as you know, like with SLAM algorithms, there are still bugs. There's lots of learning. There's significant learning and like the progress and development that it's going through. So it's really great that the tech team actually can see those issues in real time, and then as they're working to go up with the next update, they can remember those same issues and fix them at the same time.
So the cameras themselves, is that being used? Is that just for sort of colorization and photos, or is it using the cameras as well to help with the SLAM?
So the cameras are colorization and photos. There is some linking of the cameras and the SLAM because we have door detection and window detection. So as you go around, you can capture doors and windows, and then they're then added onto the floor plan in real time. It also then means that at the end of once you finish the scan, you can download a full door and window schedule on the portal. And again, this is part of the start of trying to get useful information out of your scan
quickly,
rather than going around to count them. You've got them, you know what they are, you can know what types they are, and you can go from there.
So because that's just put a thought process in my head about it is having to shift the thought process of, okay, I'll capture everything, go back, process it, then do the work, because obviously it's doing the processing on board. Does the processing time, obviously that's going to be battery dependent, so in terms of, let's say you did a half-hour walk, which would be a long walk for a SLAM device, what sort of processing time would you be looking?
1 to 5 minutes.
Right. Okay. So it's quick on that. So again, it's your whole battery thing.
So I mean, a lot of the processing is happening in real time. So as we scan, the left part of the screen will show the point cloud building up as you're going.
Okay.
We've got a release coming later today, which will also allow you to see the floor plan building up in real time as well.
Yeah.
So that it's all happening in real time. So essentially the processing is just putting it all together and sort of fusing the views. So one of the benefits of the photos is to anybody who's gone to a site and just taken photos on their phone and then uploaded them, they're sort of lost. You can't remember where they are, where they took them. So we then overlay the photos onto the point cloud, so you can then see where each photo was taken.
It's a semi-geo-referenced to the point cloud. No, that's nice.
So they're actually onto the floor plan, not just the point cloud. So you know exactly on the floor plan where that was taken. So you'll see your route go around with all the notes. And if you wanted to take a voice-to-text note, that's coming, but at the moment it's you type a note here, so you can take a picture, type a note about what you're looking at, and that's also pinned.
So you can
on
really start to build up all this information. It's not just doing a point cloud and then someone else having to decipher, do the drawings and stuff like that. No, that's really impressive.
The other thing that we're focusing on, so we reduce the density of our point clouds.
Okay.
So anybody who's had a high density point cloud or what is traditionally the normal point cloud and then tries to pull that into Autodesk or whatever drawing tool you want to use, they can be 5, 6, 7 gig, which then make them quite cumbersome to use. You then need to make sure you've got a decent computer that can run all that. And also you've got to then get it off the device. Now if we're saying, look, everything's just hotspot and Wi-Fi, so most scans, so a scan of this house, so this is a 4-bedroom house, this will be under a gig, so the point cloud itself will probably be a couple of 100 meg.
Okay.
And the photos will make up the rest of that data, which means it's significantly easier to get the point cloud in, because our version of the point cloud is you want the floor plan or you want to create your model out of it. You're not in there to get all the detail. That's what photos are for, and that's what other aspects are for. But you just want usable data as quickly as you can, and sort of usable data is the important bit.
No, most definitely. So in terms of the outputs, obviously we've got the option of point cloud, which is in LASNI 57.
Yep, correct.
If we get the machine to produce floor plans, is that DWG?
PDF and DXF.
Right, okay, so be pulled into any CAD software. No, that's awesome.
On the floor plan, so we're also starting true AI takeoffs.
Okay.
So essentially, if you pull a DXF slice in, then you're just a slice and you need to draw all over it. So what we're doing is we're starting to integrate AI to understand the plane surfaces and understand sort of the openings that you've tagged with doors and windows to create an actual drawing with drawing lines. So when you drag that into a software, you've already got some of the lines in place and you can adjust them. We're working with a partnership with a fairly well-known drawing company, which will be announced in the coming months, so that you'll be able to do some adjustments to those AI drawings on the portal itself.
Okay.
So theoretically, if you want to just get a rough and ready, as quick as you can, floor plan, you could probably get one from scan to finish within about 15 minutes.
Wow. That's a lot different to
and when I say AI, I'm going to throw some shade out here. This is true AI. This is not going to anywhere else. This is, and like you'll see from the outputs, like they're not perfect, and we fully appreciate they're not perfect. But also what you're seeing now is the worst it will be.
Yes.
Because every month this is being slowly improved.
Yeah, if it's learning each time, then it's going to... And that's one thing I've always thought is going to happen to the industry, that it is going to end up at that point where you put a point cloud into a system somewhere and it will work out and do the drawings. I think it's inevitable that that's the route it's going. So it's interesting to see that this is on the start of it to get there. But no, that's cool. Yeah, so one question that Will, who's behind the camera, has thought of is, with the reduced density on the point cloud, is that before scanning or sort of during scanning or like a post-processing reduce the density? So as you're moving round, have you got like full density for...
Yeah, so it's a post-processing element. We are looking at potentially being able to adjust the density as you're going round. So we've already had feedback from customers who do sort of grade 1, grade 2 listed buildings, and they say it'd be great to get a sort of a general floor plan and everything, but then I want to be able to scan that window in the full density so I can take that out later. So again, that's customer feedback that we're looking so that you can change the density. So it's all post-processing, so it doesn't sort of impact accuracy.
Right.
Essentially, the two things that impacts is the size of the point cloud file, and when you're viewing the point cloud file, it just doesn't look as fully fledged.
Yeah. But like I say, so yeah, for your SLAM algorithm and accuracy on sort of going around corners and stuff, it's not affected because it's all done post-process. No, that's cool. Okay, so one other question is updates to software and stuff. Are one of the updates sort of done automatically sort of over the cloud, and two, is the SLAM algorithm being updated constantly as well to add in the extra features, or is it sort of the SLAM algorithm you guys are happy with and then it's just adding extra features that the software can do in terms of detection of windows, doors and features within the point cloud?
So updates are done wirelessly, so you just connect the device to the internet and you'll get a notification to update the device if you need to. As far as what's in them, it's a combination of both. So we're constantly trying to push the accuracy level of it. Just generally, like SLAM algorithms are improving significantly, and I won't go into tech detail because I don't have a PhD in this topic yet. There are 6 PhDs in the company, and I'm trying to osmosisly absorb one through them. But so they're constantly trying to push that and make it do better and sort of make the AI take off better, because that's all part and parcel of that algorithm. But then at the same time, it's all about features. A lot of the other devices they don't have features. And that's an area where we think is very useful and important to your average user. Is I want to get something out of it more than just a good quality point cloud. To answer the question, it's everything. Whatever we can do to improve the product, it's sort of constantly pushing to be the best it can.
So it's a case of constantly working on improving the SLAM, making that even more accurate, and then adding, once you've got that accurate SLAM, adding all the nice features that the end user actually wants
out of it. And I mean, we're also I don't know if you want to go into pricing. Do we talk about pricing?
You can do if you want. It's one I must admit, it's one I try and stay out of, because I know companies will
change their pricing models.
And depending on how many in this. So I do tend to try and stay clear, but it'd be good to have an idea of sort of list price, let's say.
So list price for the device is $25,995.
Okay.
And then on top of that, there is a £200 a month portal access fee.
Okay.
And at the moment, that is currently it. So there's no storage hosting fees, so you can scan as much as you want. And again, because all of the data is reduced in size, we're not having to deal with humongous files all the time, which means it saves us costs, which we can then pass on.
So it's similar to some you buy the kit, and some will have like servicing plans or maintenance plans and stuff like that. So it's similar to that, but there isn't any additional like processing costs.
No. So that's it. It's basically, once you've bought it, you've got an annual fee for going forward. Potentially for some features that we develop out, there may be additional fees going forward, but that depends on the features. And at the moment, we really just want to create a device that says that people can have as much confidence in, knowing that the outputs are, within the tolerances that they're acceptable.
No, that's cool. That's perfect.
Do you have to have the portal to be able to use some of the features? Sorry. Do you have to have the portal?
All right, well, I'll leave it in.
No, so you don't have to have the portal. So whilst there are some features that are only portal based, so you won't be able to use, so the portal has a measuring tool, so you can measure areas and linear lengths directly on the portal. If you're from a privacy perspective, we have got some companies that try and use this totally offline, and you can just plug it in through a USB-C at the back and download your data. Because it's all processed on the device, it's all there ready to save and go. So you'll just download the raw point cloud data and the photos from there.
Yeah, again, which is a good useful feature for, let's say, crime scene guys, where you're trying to, or if you're in a very sensitive building and you don't want to run the risk of any potential external access or whatever. Then that's it's a good one as well. Some people I think will find that a nice feature.
And I guess again that's the benefit of it all happening on here, is you only have one item which is then theoretically at risk. And you can download it to wherever you want to download it and then wipe it from this device and it's gone.
It's gone. No, that's cool. Okie dokie. Well, I think it's a good spot to actually start having a run round this very nice house, and we'll have a look at how it works, the data and stuff like that. So there we go, that's Navlive. As always, we like to look at the negatives and the positives of any device, so let's start with the negatives. Firstly, we understand why the scanner doesn't scan backwards, as it wants to keep the user out of the data. But there are times scanning backwards could be useful. For example, when going down corridors, capturing both forwards and backwards at the same time can be useful for helping the SLAM keep track of itself. So I'm just going to jump in on the edit here because we've actually had a clarification from Navlive that makes that point slightly null and void. So the scanner does actually measure backwards, but what Navlive have done is to stop the user being in the data, they've limited that it won't measure anything within a metre of the scanner. So again, it's just something to bear in mind that if you're in tight confined spaces, you've got that sort of minimum measurement range that you are going to have to factor in. So let's get back to the video. The other negative is the data is a bit noisy compared to competitors. It would be nice to run some post-processing software to tighten that up. That would also help crispen up the outputs, especially in the DXF format. This might not be a problem depending on the accuracy of your project, but it's always nice to have data that's more accurate. Linked to the last point is that it would be nice if you could select if the data is reduced or not. The reason for this is if you were working with the point cloud in another CAD package rather than using the generated floor plans, the data can be a little bit light and sparse, especially when viewing the data in 3D. Our final negative is, although it's not too heavy, if you were scanning all day in, say, a shopping centre, it might start to feel a bit heavy on the arms as you get towards the end of the day. So it would be nice to see some way or other ways of mounting the scanner just to take that load off your arms a little bit. So now on to the positives. We've been impressed with Navlive as a company. They seem like a company that's set on producing a quality product and are honest in the limitations, but also have a plan how to improve their product. They've really got a vision for where they're taking the Navlive scanner. As for the scanner itself, having it do all the processing on the device and very quickly is impressive and could save a lot of time and costs, not having to have extra computers, etc., etc. Its form factor is nice as well, considering it's a scanner and processing computer in one. It's not too heavy of a device. Being modular is a plus as well for something. If something was to break, then repairing should be quick, easy, and hopefully not too pricey. Another positive, shall I say, is using AI to produce plans will dramatically reduce delivery times, and we will keep a close eye on how this develops as we feel that it's inevitable that this is where the industry is going. So all in all, it's an impressive scanner with what it can do on board, and if this is the scanner for you, it will come down to the level of accuracy you're looking for in your projects. So if you're interested in finding out more about the scanner, then I'll put a link in the description to Navlive and let me know your thoughts on it. Have you been impressed with it? Could you see some other areas for improvement? If you've enjoyed this video, then give it a like, and if you want to see more videos like this, then subscribe, plus I'll put a few links in the outro to some other videos you might like. So we'll see you on the next one.